Welcome to Beyond the Coverage. I'm Chris Horner. In today's episode, well, we got to cover Tadej Pogačar at Strade Bianche for 2025. There's no doubt about it. You guys remember last year in 2024 was the start of Tadej Pogačar's season here at Strade Bianche, and he demolished the field with an 81-kilometer solo break. Now, some of you guys might say that he did a 100-kilometer break at the Road World Championships, and it was, but it wasn't really solo. At the Road World Championships, he bridged across to Jan Tratnik, was out in the wind for 5, 6, 7K. Jan Tratnik comes back, drops out of the break, grabs him, and then Jan Tratnik's in the wind for the whole next lap until we got 3 laps to go at that Road World Championships. Then Tadej Pogačar accelerated, blew everybody off the wheel except for one Frenchman, Sivakov. Sivakov riding for the French national team, of course, is a teammate of UAE Team Emirates. So he decided to do some pulling with Tadej Pogačar at the Road World Championships until Tadej Pogačar, well, dropped Sivakov and then went solo to win the Rainbow Band. So now he's coming back here to the Strade Bianche, and, well, today's video's got to be about how can you beat Tadej Pogačar. Well, if everything goes right, you can't beat Tadej Pogačar. But what you can do to try to make those odds a little bit better is, first off, it looks like it's not going to be windy out there. So we don't see anything like the crosswinds that crashed Julian Alaphilippe years back, where they're all echelon from the right side to the left side of the road, and Julian Alaphilippe's balling down the left side lane there and then goes flipping over end as his bike goes off the road. That helps all the other competitors at Strade Bianche, because anytime it's just a headwind, that means as long as you're behind the rider here, you're getting a maximum draft. Crosswinds are problems because if it's coming from the right side and everyone's over here to the left, Tadej Pogačar is attacking you, you don't get the same draft. But if it's a headwind, you get the maximum amount of draft. So less wind is better for all the competitors that are not named Tadej Pogačar or UAE Team Emirates. Now, for sure, the next tactic has to be employed to stand any chance of beating the Slovenian. You cannot work with UAE Team Emirates. I don't care what the team name you have. There is no option for anyone to go pull for pull with UAE Team Emirates. You got to let the big break go early. Hopefully it's big. Hopefully they work well together. And of course, hopefully there's no UAE Team Emirates riders in the front break. But remember, let's say it's a 15 rider or 10 rider front break up there and they got one UAE Team Emirates rider in there. That's still better odds of winning up there with somebody that's other than Tadej Pogačar from UAE Team Emirates up in that group than it would be back there trying to go against Tadej Pogačar. So even if a break does go up the road and it's 10 guys and there's only one UAE Team Emirates, you still don't pull in the back. You look over at Tadej Pogačar and you say you got 100%, if not 99.9% chance of winning Strade Bianche. So if you guys want to play the break up there in a 10-rider break and you have one rider up there, we'll call it Tim Wellens. He's a classic specialist. He's done well here. He's pulled on the front multiple times at Strade Bianche and been in the group up there. He's got good form. So maybe Tim Wellens covers some early attacks. There's a 10-rider group up the front, and you got Tim Wellens in that group. Guys, you still don't pull back there with Tadej Pogačar. You make UAE Team Emirates, if they want a shot at winning with Tadej Pogačar, they're going to have to pull it, and you just give that break a ton of time, even if you don't have a rider in that break. Because in that break, someone in that break has better odds of winning against a Tim Wellens than anyone back here with Tadej Pogačar. So you cannot pull the Slovenian. You got to just go up to the Slovenian and go, you got 99.9% chance of winning if you bring this break back and you're right on the front, because you can do a 70, 80, 100-kilometer solo break. So keep that in mind. If you're not UAE Team Emirates, you do not want to work with them at all under any circumstances. Do you want to pull Tadej Pogačar around? It would have to be every team up there and a couple UAE Team Emirates riders, and that still doesn't give you better odds than having UAE Team Emirates with Tadej Pogačar going deep into the race and just lighting everyone up with everyone starting at the same position as Tadej Pogačar when he attacks. All right, next best thing you can hope for is that when Tadej Pogačar goes, instead of 81 kilometer to go, maybe the Slovenian decides he wants to go at 91 kilometers or 100 kilometers. The best thing that the peloton could have is Tadej Pogačar attacks solo from further out. So you cannot even go with Tadej Pogačar at 90 kilometers or 80 kilometers or 50 or 60 or 70 or 40 or 30 and go pull for pull with Tadej Pogačar. There are no odds that go in your favor if you're going pull for pull with Tadej Pogačar. And if you want some proof to back that up, Well, just go to the Road World Championships and ask Sivakov how that worked out for him. Because I remember watching the Road World Championships when the commentators were saying, yes, they should be pulling with Tadej Pogačar because you got a guaranteed second. You do not have a guaranteed second just because you're pulling with Tadej Pogačar. What you have is some sore legs that are going to blow up on you, and you're going to get caught like Sivakov did, and you're not going to get second, no matter what Adam Blythe tells you. All right, now, what's in the favor of Tadej Pogačar? When you look at some of the articles written up on the cycling news and you see some of the riders, they're saying that the gravel's a little bit thicker than it has been. A little bit slower is what they're trying to tell you. Slower will give Tadej Pogačar more power. Okay, so if he's attacking you in the gravel sections, it being where you need more power in the gravel should benefit Tadej Pogačar as long as it's slightly going up. Slightly going down, he's got bike handling skills too, so that might help him too, but of course it makes it squirrely and dangerous when you're going downhill if the gravel's softer. When you're going uphill, Tadej Pogačar, it'll help with his power and stuff, but it'll still slow the pace of Tadej Pogačar where possibly he can't get the same kind of gap because as the kilometers slow, even if he's gaining time on you, once you get onto the pavement again, if there's a group of chasers back there and they're working together, you cannot be attacking each other if Tadej Pogačar is attacking at 81 kilometers to go. The favorites back there that aren't called Tadej Pogačar have to immediately be working together with the eyes on the prize of trying to bring Tadej Pogačar back as he's been out there for 30, 40, 50 kilometers. Remember, guys, if you are chasing Tadej Pogačar and he attacks again from 81 kilometers to go, you do not want to catch him at 75. You don't want to catch him at 70, you don't want to catch him at 60, you don't want to catch him at 50, you don't want to catch him at 40. You want to catch him somewhere at that 20 kilometers, maybe 30 kilometers to go, but you want to leave him out there for 30, 40, 50 kilometers, and then you want to bring him back with just enough time so that you can have multiple odds to start attacking the Slovenian Tadej Pogačar after his legs have tired. If you can bring him back on the last and final climb coming in to the Piazza, well, then that's always an option. But remember, Tadej Pogačar might just light you up when we're talking about the 700-meter climb up to the Piazza to finish up Strade Bianche tomorrow's classic. Semi-classic. It's not quite a classic yet. If it was a big classic, we'd see much bigger names. Now, who's missing? Wout van Aert's not here. Mathieu van der Poel's not here. Remco Evenepoel still hasn't started racing. Primoz Roglic isn't here. Well, if Remco Evenepoel was here, might not be the ideal race for him anyways because, well, it's got gravel. And then, of course, Jonas Vingegaard's getting ready for Paris-Nice. So all the 5 guys on the top page, first page 1, aren't showing up with the exception of Tadej Pogačar. And when we start looking over at page 2, there's still a lot of the big favorite guys missing. Mark Hirschi's going to be here, and he's already got a win in the beginning here of the 25 season. So he's a threat to do something with some help of some of the other favorites to possibly beat a Tadej Pogačar. Tom Pidcock's here. He's got 3 wins in the 25 season already. Didn't look so good at Omloop at the beginning of the classic seasons up in Belgium, but maybe some forms changed between there and this weekend because certainly Tom Pidcock, the British rider, had some form to begin with in the 25 season to take those 3 victories that he had. 1 stage at Valencia, and then, of course, 2 stages at the Lula Tour, plus the overall classification. So that's really 4 victories in the 25 season for Tom Pidcock. But he looked a little bit off at Omloop. Hopefully he's corrected that, and hopefully he comes in here to Strade Bianche even stronger than he was at Omloop to be able to give Tadej Pogačar a little bit of a problem. Now, I like the team when we start looking over Lidl Trek. They got a few numbers there that if the racing can stay a little bit slower, a little bit easier on the legs, Lidl Trek look like they have a few numbers over there. Vasek being their big favorite, I think they can put the most amount of pressure. Cicconi's here. He's a good climber. Got well-rounded here for a race like this to be able to make it through the gravel sections if he can and then go up the climbing parts of the here at Strade Bianche because nothing is flat here. And then, of course, Tom Squinch, who went second here at Strade Bianche last year. That team looks like it's the most well-rounded, but they still need the racing to be a little bit calmer and to get deeper into the race so that they can play a tactical game against the Slovenian Tadej Pogačar. If we're really lucky, Tadej Pogačar, though, in order to give us the most excitement, he goes early again. The group of favorites have to work well together if the object is to just win Strade Bianche. If you want second or third, well, you play out however you did at last year's 24 season, and then you know exactly what you can get second here at Strade Bianche. But if you want to win, the favorites have to stay together. They got to coax Tadej Pogačar's team to be on the front all throughout the first part of the race and hopefully coax Tadej Pogačar to attack again from at least 80 kilometers out, but you might want to hope he goes from 90 or 100 to stand a good chance to win at Strade Bianche. All right, guys, should be a fantastic race tomorrow. Can the Slovenian keep the streak going here at the 25 season? Well, he already won at UAE Tour 2 stages in the general classification. Now he starts here at Strade Bianche before he continues to start going racing up in the Belgium Classics. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for tomorrow's Butterfly Effect of Strade Bianche.